What is up, YouTube? It is 9:39 in the morning, and I'm gonna make some coffee before I get to the Q&A. 1 K-cup. All right, welcome. Let's do this. And 3, 2, 1. What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. On today's video, it is time for the Q&A. Thank you to everybody that responded and sent in questions. You can't really do a Q&A without people participating, so thank you all. Let's get to it. Also, side note, do any of you drink coffee? What's your particular coffee method, or what do you like? Is it just regular coffee, or are you a Starbucks kind of person, or do you like a whole lot of cream and sugar? Or just a question I'm asking you guys who are watching. Also, if all the English viewers and all the people with YouTube English channels, if you can explain tea time to me, that would be great as well, because I do see a lot of people do tea time, and I'm still just trying to understand what exactly is tea time. Is it sort of like what we do in America with coffee and breakfast? First question is from Jason. What's up, Jason? Not Jason Friday the 13th Jason, but Jason, inside joke. Have you ever visited Disneyland or Universal in California? No, I have not. I would love one day to do that. It seems like I'm the last of the bunch. It seems like a lot of my friends and a lot of the friends in the theme park community have been to Disneyland. I have not had that joy of doing that. So hopefully one day. But it seems like I have that curse that Florida guy has when he talks about watching a movie and he never watches it. Every year I say I'm gonna go to something, or maybe this is the year and it doesn't ever pan out. So maybe I should say the opposite. Next year I won't go to Disneyland or Universal in California. Next question is from Connor. Check out Connor's channel. Good guy, loves metal, theme parks. Great guy, check him out. If you won the lottery, what would be your first 3 purchases? How many concerts have you been to, and which band have you seen the most? And I've thought about this so many times. What would I do? Like a massive Amazon shopping spree. I guess that counts as one, even though I would buy a bunch of things, cameras, computers, all sorts of stuff. So I'm gonna say Amazon shopping spree. Second would be brand new car, and it would probably be, depending on the lottery winnings. Now, you didn't say how much, so I'm just gonna shoot for a decent amount. I'm gonna say, like, let's say I won like 30 million. So I'm gonna get a Tesla, which has always been like on my top dream car list. The Tesla, which is an all-electric car. Third purchase would probably be a nice size house. Amazon shopping list, Tesla, and a house. And the second part of that question was, how many concerts have you been to, and which band have you seen the most? I've been to concerts for a long time. We're talking years and years. Emery, I've seen bands like MXPX, I've seen bands. I'm gonna possibly say there's a couple on my list. It's gonna be, I've seen Thrice quite a lot. Quite a lot. I've seen Every Time I Die a bunch of times. I've seen Deftones a bunch of times. I've seen Korn a bunch of times. And a weird one I'm gonna throw out there, I've seen Earth, Wind and Fire. If you know them, they usually play at Universal like every year or every other year they play at Universal. I've seen them, I don't know how many times at Universal. I've probably seen them 2 or 3 times, and then I've seen them at House of Blues. So I've seen them at least 4 or 5 times. I've seen Earth, Wind & Fire. They're up there with like my top like 10 bands of all time. So yeah, I've seen them a bunch of times. I also seen Queens of the Stone Age quite a lot, at least 3 or 4 times. But I will add on, what bands have I not seen that I am dying to see? I've never seen, you know, Avenged Sevenfold. I've always been a fan of theirs for many, many years. Never seen them. And I never got to see Rob Zombie. I would have loved to see Rob Zombie, especially back when Hellbilly Deluxe came out. I would have loved to see his concert around that time. Brady, what is your favorite snack? It's not going to be chocolate milk. It varies. It depends on if I'm feeling like eating chips. It could change depending on that. It could be Doritos. It could be Sun Chips. It could be, if I want candy, it could be Sour Patch Kids. When I go to the theme park, at least now more so, what I've been doing is I've been taking my book bag, which I usually have my camera gear, a couple bottles of water. So if you ever see me or hanging out with me, don't be afraid to ask. I might have an extra bottle of water with me. That's not guaranteed, but sometimes. And I usually carry this snack with me because usually one of these and a bottle of water, and I'm pretty good for a little bit. It's just sort of like something in between, like eating lunch or something. And this is not sponsored, by the way. Nature Valley biscuits with almond butter. These are quite delicious. If you know what almond butter is, it's sort of like a very creamy peanut butter, but not as peanut buttery, if that makes any kind of sense at all. They're really good. Usually you only get, I think, one comes in the package, or, oh man, come on. There we go. I think I'm in focus. So these, I usually take like 1 or 2 of these with me. They serve me well in the theme park when you're going around. Billy, what is your favorite watering hole? I don't know if you want that to be like what's my favorite bar at City Walk or Islands or Universal or Disney. I don't know. I don't particularly drink too much at Disney. I guess at Epcot, and it would be probably in Canada, Le Femme du Monde. If you know that beer, it is like very high in the percentage. You drink like 2 of those on an empty stomach, you're going to be seeing Figment walk around. At Universal, I can really drink anywhere. It doesn't really particularly have to be one place. But if I had to choose just one, it might be... It might be at Moe's or Duff Gardens, where I would get a Duff and just chill out by the water. Next question. That Florida guy. Dream setup from camera to mic, studio space, etc. It would be a Sony A7R2. I think that's the one. Sony A7R2 and a Sony RX Mark 6, I think they're up to now. Those would be my 2 cameras for my dream camera setup. A Rode mic. This mic is not too bad, but this mic only cost me like less than $30. So I would love to see what a Rode mic would do, since they're like the best in the game. So a Rode mic, one of those like stabilizing gimbals, that would be awesome. GoPro Hero 5, I think they're on that now. Even though I don't really use the GoPro I have, I would still love a new one for some dumb reason. Also, a drone would be great. And studio, I would just love to have studio space. So, like a permanent setup that I can just come in, sit down, hit record, know that I have batteries, know that I have like a dedicated memory card just for like sitting down videos type of thing. It gets pretty crazy. I would love to simplify this or make it streamlined in a way. To get some better lighting system, right now there's only one light and that's why it's dark over here. There's a lot of like stuff that you gotta learn about lighting if you don't know about certain lamps and getting certain bulbs and lighting this area behind me so it doesn't seem like it's dark, and lighting, you know, on both sides and contrast and the balancing. So I would love to like streamline that a little bit more. Jeremy Fims, will you ever audition for Halloween Horror Nights again? Maybe. That time has kind of come and it's gone. I was very appreciative for the years that I did work as a scare actor for the event. It totally changed my opinion on the event. You only get to see it once, twice, and then that's it. Whereas a guest, you get to go as many times as you can possibly go, and you really get to savor the event and sit around and watch scare actors kind of go from one level to another, and you watch the evolution of the scare zones. One gets better, one gets worse. On one hand, it's fun, and on one hand, you miss a whole lot. And also because I don't live there, I would never do it at this moment. Not to say if I moved there, would I try scare acting again? Maybe, but I also would have to do like a whole year of like pre-workouts, because if you don't know, scare acting is very physical. You're running, you're constantly moving, you're running on no sleep. It is not, you can't take it very lightly. Kyle asks, which park is your favorite and why? Or what character is your favorite to meet? Or why do you hate Nutmeg? Which is an inside joke about Nutmeg. Am I saying it right? Nutmeg. I don't have a favorite park. It varies. I grew up and I loved Universal. I was never really much a Disney kid, even though I went to Disney a bunch. I was never full-time a Disney kid. I was always Universal, 100%. Grew up loving Universal. Now as I'm getting older, I see Universal in a very different light. Far different than most people out there who love Universal now. And it's just kind of strange to see how many people love it as opposed to like Disney. Like me, it reversed. So now I really love Disney. I love going to Disney. I love so many things about Disney. Disney feels like a new park to me. Even though it's the same old rides, it just feels like something new to me. There's so much I have not seen, so much I haven't tried there. Universal and Islands, I've been there so many times over the past 5 or 6 years. So take from that what you will. My favorite character meet, it's probably got to be Mickey. And we're going to get to the lightning round because April asked me a bunch of questions to try to fill up the Q&A. Lightning round. All right, all these come from April. I'm just going to go through them rather quickly. What's your favorite Disney song? I have too many to name. I can't just pick just one. Whole New World, Little Mermaid songs, Frozen songs. What is your favorite live entertainment act at the parks? You can do one for Universal, one for Disney, or just pick one overall. For Disney, it's going to be like a close, like they're neck and neck. I can't pick one over the other. Yeah, the live entertainment on Main Street, the singers and dancers, I don't know what they call them. And the ones over at Epcot for American Adventure, Voices of Liberty, those two go neck and neck. They're just different in ways enough to make them a tie and not put one over the other. Favorite live entertainment act at Universal? I don't have one. I can't think of one right now. Sorry. All right, what new thing coming to the parks in the next few years are you most excited for? That's gonna have to be Star Wars Land. I can't do Tower of Terror, so there's not too much I can enjoy at Hollywood Studios. There's a couple things here and there, but this land is going to give me a little bit more to enjoy at that park. So I'm definitely looking forward to Star Wars Land. If you could eat one Disney dessert / snack, what would it be? You're killing me, April. You're killing me. Favorite type of Oreo? Regular Oreo, I guess. I'm old-fashioned that way, I guess. Just a regular Oreo. I don't know. Mickey waffles? Does that count as a dessert or a snack? I don't know. All right. Jennifer, you asked quite a lot of questions. Thank you for filling up the Q&A. Let's get to them in the second round of the lightning round questions. I'm a little bit dark. Dude, the sun keeps going in and out, in and out. Problems when you have trying to shoot a video. Did it go out? All right. Of course, as I was saying, in the middle of shooting, the light battery died, so I had to grab some AA batteries real quick, so I'm gonna fly through this part. Favorite food? Burgers or pizza? Burgers or pizza, one of those two. Do you like peanut butter and jelly sandwiches? Yes, I love peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. I even love peanut butter, banana, and jelly sandwiches, which is added extra. Favorite Halloween Horror Night house of all time? I don't have one because it always changes from day to day. Favorite scare zone? Same thing. It always changes. I have one year and I'll say like, this is the best time I've ever had, and then next year it'll be, this is the best time I've ever had. Favorite ride at Universal, Studio Side and Island Side. On Studio Side, it can be a three-way tie between E.T., Man in Black, and Transformers, because I can actually do those rides. I love going on them multiple times. Every time I visit, I go on them. So those three. On the Island Side, it's going to be Spider-Man is my absolute favorite on Island Side. There's no competition with the others. So what is your favorite movie of all time? That's too hard to pick. I'm gonna do top 3 movies, my top 3 favorites of all time. Obviously, Scream is one of my go-tos. I watch it every year, quite a lot of times. Scream, one of my favorites, and Back to the Future, and it can hardly wait. Those are my top 3 favorite movies of all time, possibly. The best for last, because Spooky Astronauts. Shout out to Spooky Astronauts. If you don't know her, go ahead and check out her channel. She covers a lot of horror stuff, a lot of really creepy, scary stuff. If you like horror, go and check her out. You owe me a beer for that commercial. But she asked me probably the most tough, hard questions, I think, in the entire Q&A question lineup. Some of these were good, some of them were simple, but Spooky really just dove with a hard question. So what are 5 things your subscribers don't know about you? I mean, there are things that, you know, subscribers don't know, but those are too personal for me to probably ever say. Unless somebody gives me like a briefcase of money, then I'll just expose what those are. But they're very sentimental things. There's very personal things, very, very sad, depressing things I don't want to share. So, and she asked, second question, what is your biggest inspiration, dead or alive? Oh man, my camera is about to run out of room. And 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, who knew the Q&A video would be the one video to just cause me so much distress about filming? I've had a battery die out in the camera. I had to put replacement AA batteries. Those are not going to last long. I ran out of memory on one of the memory cards recording this, so yeah, let's finish this up. Oh man. And the second question she asked, who is your biggest inspiration, dead or alive? I don't really have too many inspirations, but I guess if I had to choose one, I'm gonna make this real quick. It's Corey Coleman, and if you don't know that name, Corey Coleman is the creator, the owner of doubletoasted.com. But there's a long story that goes with that website and the history of what he went through. Back in 2007, 2008, he owned a website called spill.com, and they did movie reviews, but their edge was that they had animated characters, like these alter egos that were animated characters, and they did basically these animated movie reviews. They also did podcasts as well, so that was really big. Hollywood.com brought Spill.com, and basically that kind of demolished Spill.com eventually. So then Corey Coleman did not know what he was going to do. He took a little bit of time off, away. He kind of rebranded himself and came back to do doubletoasted.com. And maybe you could say whatever you want to say about Corey Coleman himself, but the amount of work he does, the amount of stuff he puts into doubletoasted.com is just mind-blowing, and it just pushes me to want to do so much with YouTube, so much with creating stuff, so much more than just this. If you don't know, Double Toasted has a monthly subscription that you buy, and you can watch the live streams that they do every week. They do a couple different live streams every week, different topics. So from the one media source, he is now stretching it to do 3 other separate things, or 2 other separate things that are making money back into the system. So he takes the one video, the live stream, takes the audio from that on SoundCloud, he's making revenue from that. Takes snippets of the video, recuts, maybe little cuts here and there, puts those on YouTube for the movie reviews and other stuff. He's making revenue from YouTube on there. So that's one of the inspirations I think I have. I don't really know what other ones I can list or anyone I can name. Yeah, I think that is it for all of the questions. Thank you guys who sent in all of your questions. This was a fun experience. I'm not too particularly sure if I'm going to do it this way again. I might just say like, hey, send in your questions and I'll answer them a little bit at a time, or maybe on a live stream if you guys want to do something like that. Thank you guys for sending in your questions. Thank you guys for watching, especially if you've watched this entire video. Leave it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, for other videos are on the way. Thank you guys. Until next time, Zombie Chris out.